Hello, commenters and or non-commenters. Today is Tuesday, April 16th. Well, actually, it's Wednesday, April 17th, but it is the 16th video of vlog every day in April. I'm sorry I missed a video again. Um, it's my bad. It's on me. I just haven't really. I didn't have any time to do so because I was setting up stuff for my dad, and then I fell asleep, and so that's basically what happened. Today, there, well, not today, well, they're not, not today, but yesterday, or not technically yesterday, but there was a, there was a bombing. It's Boston Marathon, and it's just, it's kind of, because okay, so it's different dependent on which lens that you look through it at, like that with which you look through it. So you can look through it as with the lens of I'm an American, I feel threatened by this attack because it is a domestic attack and I'm not used to that. Or you could look at it as or you could look at it through the lens of someone who is trying to be political and trying to make something political about this. And specifically, like with the gun control debate. And a big thing about the gun control debate is, you know, someone who supports gun control could say, oh, something, 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 domestic attacks are growing more and more, have increased a lot more. But someone who, doesn't support gun control could say, oh, this is a shining example of how, these acts can be committed without use of a gun. And so it's all really interesting. Personally, I find it really interesting. But I was talking to my mom about it when I got into the car yesterday, and I was talking to her about it, and we were talking about, we were talking about how my mom, she always goes onto the BBC website for news, because she doesn't like her news just to be American, and so she'll go into the BBC News website, and she'll get her information there, and it'll have people commenting, and she likes to see what other countries think about all these things, but she couldn't see anything about it because there were a ton of bombings in Iraq or Afghanistan that day, like especially a lot that day. Especially a lot yesterday. And so it's really interesting. Personally, I find it interesting that we, as American, if you're an American watching this, that I and you, if you are American, become sort of overwhelmed with these things, because they're not a very common occurrence, and then when they do, we're sort of taken aback and then forced to look at things, and forced to examine our problems that we have ourselves, not only just these sort of things that we try to get done through an incredibly slow process, and just kind of BS. And the thing about it being an incredibly slow process is it's just so many people trying to be politicians and trying, instead of focusing on problems. I just farted. Wow. So anyway, instead of people, focusing on things that matter. They're sort of focusing on maintaining their place and maintaining their likability. And so I'm kind of turned off by those kinds of things, and it kind of annoys me. But at the same time, um, it's not a perfect system, but it's better than lots of other places. So, yeah, that's how I feel about things. At the same time, my heart goes out to those people, and so many people were affected by it. Um, not just the people in Boston, but people all over the country and even all over the world, because it's just such a huge event. And the fact that I don't know, some 30 people lost limbs and 3 people died, I think. It's ridiculous. And I feel so sorry for those people, and it's hard to imagine, because I don't have the life experience to support a feeling toward that, and so it's weird. So anyway, I'm going to say farewell. Good night.